Eddie, time for a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Eddie, so is this card right here indicative of what we can see more from Matchroom Boxing? It's not just Matchroom Boxing USA, but just working with other US promoters to make big cards with your fighters?
I don't care who I work with. There's not one promoter that I won't work with. So, like, generally in boxing, there's always a feeling of, like, he won't work with him. That doesn't apply to me. I don't care. I don't care if I like these people, love them. I'll work with them. As it happens with Top Rank, I really like working with them. They're probably the closest thing out there to us in the US. Do you know what I mean? Very professional in what they do. I've got a great relationship with Hearn. And with their new link up with ESPN, they actually want to make good fights. And this is a good example. Because they could have got an easier guy for that. They could have got a cheaper guy. I've got to do this Sky Sports thing live, and then we'll pick it back up.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. Eddie, I'll let you finish that thought before we move on to the next question, as you were saying.
I like working with Top Rank. I've got a great relationship with Carl Moretti. This is a great fight. And actually, this is a very dangerous fight. This is one of those fights they didn't have to make. You know, Scott Quigg's not a mandatory. He's one of the toughest fights in the division for Oscar Valdez. So I really take my hat off to him because they're trying to make great competitive fights, and I think that's important for the sport of boxing.
Obviously, you don't need the advice, but did you ask Bob Brown for any advice about coming to America and working out a few things, and just how you going to promote in America? Did you ask for any advice at all?
Really, no. I mean, I'll find that out for myself. I don't expect too much help from the competition, but like I said, I'm willing to work with everybody. It's not a case of coming here and saying we're going to dominate this and put them out of business. It's not the case. We want to come and make great fights, and to do that, we need to work with all the top promoters.
Do you think that's how the promoters in the US took it when you said you were going to come to America, that maybe...
Yeah, of course. I'm coming to America. We've got some big news coming in the next couple of weeks. It's going to shake up the scene over here. But whether we make it or not,
Okay.
The proof will be in the pudding.
Is that big news possibly Wilder Joshua?
No. It's some big news for Matchroom Boxing USA. So we're going to be putting a big schedule together for the back end of the year. But I think that Wilder Joshua is a fight that is inevitable at some stage. But Joshua has some business to take care of on March 31st. A really tough fight against Joseph Parker. It's a unification fight. Could even be a tougher fight than the Wilder fight for Joshua. So we have to get through that, and then we can start entertaining the possibility of the Joshua Wilder fight later this year.
Did you get a chance to see the actual fight? It was literally a carbon copy of Joshua versus Klitschko. I mean,
well, it wasn't in terms of skill, but it was in terms of heart. So you have to take your hat off to Deontay Wilder in the fight. He showed what bits of what we know, which is his technique's not the best, but he can punch. But he showed us things that we didn't know, which is he has a big heart. Now, that wasn't really questioned, but he can be hurt badly, and if Joshua hurts him like that, it's not going to be pretty. But it's a great fight. Two guys, one's 40-0. WBC world champion, one's about to go, I believe, 21-0 with 3 world championship belts. It's the undisputed heavyweight fight, so it has to happen, and it has to happen for boxing, and I believe it will happen. But we have to get past Parker, and that's a really, really tough fight.
That's a big card. Every time you put Joshua over there, it's like literally 80,000 fans. Are there plans to possibly bring him to the US at some point this year?
I mean, I think that the Wilder fight either happens next or it happens in December with us fighting once in between. So again, there's so much focus on this Parker fight that all the other plans are sort of on hold till that's over and he becomes the unified world heavyweight champion. So. But there is a big chance that Joshua could come to the US in August and fight Wilder in December, or we just wait and do it in the winter or fall.
Eddie, you're a great promoter. I want to get your thoughts on how a promoter should deal with the circumstances that Canelo's facing now going into this big fight. If you've heard the news, May 5th, how does that affect the fight, if it affects it at all, and how would you deal with it?
It's just terrible for boxing. And again, who knows? Like, he may be cheating. He may have eaten some meat that's got. I mean, I don't know. But if he's cheating, then it's disgusting. And if he's not, then he's unlucky. But then his profile is tainted so badly anyway. So you can't really win either way. I'd like to think he wasn't. So, but I don't know enough about it. You know, it's not my place to judge. It affects the fight in that people's mind is wandering between what he was doing, and it, you know, makes you question previous performances if you think he was, you know, doing something wrong. But still a great fight. You know, and these testing processes, the only way you're going to catch people is on random testing. So really, we need these 365 day a year sampling processes. That means in camp, out of camp, 14 weeks out, you know, because these guys that are cheating, they'll have it in their cycles. They'll know when they can be tested and when they can't be tested. That's why testing on the night is a waste of time. You know, you have to test pre-camp, you have to test 12, 14 weeks out, not 8 weeks out, not 6 weeks out. You know, if these guys are cheating, they've got the top doctors that are in place to try, as in cycling. You know, you've seen it in the documentaries. It's so advanced at this level, but it's not cycling. It's a sport where you're going in there to do physical damage to your opponent. So if you're cheating, you should be imprisoned. You know, not just banned from the sport. So we have to really make sure that everybody comes together, promoters, broadcasters, commissions, governing bodies, to ensure that there is a testing process. And to be fair to a lot of the governing bodies, that is in place, a lot of random testing programs. In England, if you're a GB, if you're a British boxer, you're subject to random testing with UCAT. The commissions over here need to do the same. They need to have a system in place that if you're licensed with a commission, you're already subject to random testing, not just through the WBC or the WBA. So, but in England we have a universal body that represents all fighters in the country. Over here, you've got dozens of commissions because of the size of the country.
You have a legitimate claim that you do have the face of boxing, the star in boxing, Anthony Joshua. A lot of people will argue and say that it's actually Canelo. Where do you stand in that you have the star, the main attraction in boxing? Where do you stand in that?
You know, when you talk about America and Mexico, Canelo is a bigger star. When you talk about UK and other territories, it's Joshua. So you know, Canelo's a great fighter and a star of the sport. I just feel like Joshua is a unified heavyweight champion of the world. You know, in terms of his look, his image, the way he talks, the way he looks, I believe he is the star in boxing right now. But you know, he's got a long way to go. He's only had 20 fights. And I keep saying to people, you know, Wilder's making all this noise. Wilder's been a pro for, 10 years? He's had 40 fights. He's had 7 or 8 defences of his world heavyweight title. He's never had a unification fight. Now, this is Joshua's 21st fight. This is 5th defence of the world title. It's his 2nd unification. So he's moving like a train. And he's going to be a huge star, but it's dangerous. All these fights are dangerous in the heavyweight division. Parker might beat him.
Is this quick process, quick progress? Is that credit to you? Credit to the handlers?
It's to him, really. You know, we line him up and he knocks him over, but he's got to be willing to take the fights. And when he fought Charles Martin, everyone said it was too early. He knocked him out in 2 rounds, and everyone said, "Oh, Charles Martin's terrible." You know, then he boxed Klitschko. Everyone went, "What is he doing fighting Klitschko in his 19th fight?" Then he beats him, and everyone says, "Oh, Klitschko's too old." You know? Then his 21st fight, he's having another unification fight. So he's moving. He has a lot of belief, and he wants to fight the best. He wants to fight Wilder, and that's why I know it'll happen.
Okay, last question. I know you're very close to your fighters. You keep a close eye on them. Just talk to us about the relationship with Scott Quigg and this opportunity here. Could it be his final bid at greatness? Or?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's a 50-50 fight. And, you know, again, I have to take my hat off to Top Rank and ESPN because they've paid up for a tough fight. One of the best fights in the division. Just over 2 years ago, Scott Quigg lost to Carl Frampton in the unification fight. You know, there was 20,000 people there. It was a great night, and he didn't perform the way he hoped he'd perform. And he has always had to live with that. And it's really affected him mentally and emotionally because he's a very intense person. But on Saturday, he knows that he has a chance to completely wipe the memory of that night by creating a much better night, winning a world championship on the road in LA, you know, in front of a load of Mexican fans probably, and becoming a really the man in the featherweight division. And I think he's the kind of determined individual that gets the bit between his teeth and says, I'm going to do this. And I believe in it. I believe he's going to knock Oscar Valdez out on Saturday night. It's going to be a great fight. 50-50 fight, both guys can punch, both guys like to throw combinations, like to trade. So it's going to be a great fight.
Perfect, thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Hearn.